A viral exchange where Ilhan Omar tried to shift responsibility for a billion-dollar fraud scandal by blaming the system, of course, not the people who actually carried it out. And Jake Tapper actually did a good job pressing her. But instead of owning what happened in her own backyard, she pointed at paperwork and guardrails. That clip is everywhere right now, and the backlash, it's massive, especially as ICE expands operations in Minnesota at the exact same time. So tell me this, why did she take that position on national television? And here's my question for you guys. Do you think a member of Congress should defend the system before defending the taxpayers? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, because the more you look at the timing, the more this whole thing feels coordinated. Let's go ahead and get into it. So my name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway, and I'm also White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And we're breaking down a viral CNN exchange involving Ilhan Omar, a billion-dollar fraud scandal, and the timing of new ICE operations that hit Minnesota and New Orleans at the exact same moment. And guys, before we go any further, make sure you guys are subscribed. We're a growing channel, and every like, comment, share, and subscription helps us reach more people. And sharing these reports is incredibly important. So send this to friends and family to help raise awareness. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's a clip of Ilhan Omar defending the system and the fraudsters.
First of all, federal prosecutors say 59 people have been investigated in these schemes so far. Americans at large stole tens of billions of forms of aid during the pandemic all over
Do you see how scared she looks? Look at her face. She looks terrified.
the country. Minnesota's fraud scandal stands out, according to federal auditors. What are you hearing from investigators right now?
Well, I've been following the cases closely as they've gone through the courts, and we know
Because they're all your friends.
that there are more indictments possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
It's the same guardrails that she used to bypass to marry her brother and then come to the United States.
Obviously, whatever the ethnic group, the actions of a few dozen should not impugn an entire community of thousands of people.
Millions. Anyways, Tapper pressed her directly. Why did fraud in her own state spiral out of control? And instead of addressing the individuals that carried out the billion-dollar scheme, Omar, you heard her say it. She blamed the system, she blamed the guardrails, and the speed of pandemic programs. That response has infuriated taxpayers across the Republic who want straight answers and not excuses. And tell me, what do you think? Should members of Congress defend the system before defending the taxpayers? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments, because she is defending the system instead of the billions of dollars going out the door. And this scandal, known as the Feeding Our Future scandal, involved fake meal sites, fake attendance sheets, and money funneled into luxury cars, real estate, and overseas transfers to terrorist organizations. 59 people have already been convicted, yet Omar went on national television and shifted the focus to paperwork failures rather than people being responsible. Critics say she's protecting political allies tied to the scandal. You think? It's all her friends. She probably helped them set this up, allegedly. Supporters claim she's providing context. BS. But either way, her timing could not have been worse. And right as that interview aired, ICE executed operations across Minnesota and New Orleans connected to ongoing fraud and immigration violations. Agents moved into areas long associated with the Feeding Our Futures network. And federal officials say that these raids were planned well before her CNN appearance. But the optics lit the internet on fire. So anyways, if a billion-dollar fraud case hits your state, do you guys want leaders explaining it or fixing it? I want your thoughts below. But here's this is the moment. Anyways, these things don't go viral because of a policy debate. It went viral because voters are tied to leaders pointing fingers at everywhere except the people who actually did the damage. And Tapper tried to rein her in, but the more she talked, the clearer her position became. The system failed, not the individuals. And because the loopholes were there, they were open to exploit it at will. And that framing landed horribly with taxpayers who watched their dollars get siphoned into fraud schemes while schools lost funding. If you guys got value from this update, please tap subscribe and share this report. My opinion is next. So here's the truth. Our republic cannot survive if its leaders refuse to hold people accountable. A billion-dollar fraud scheme doesn't happen because of a missing form or a slow process. It happens because individuals made a choice to steal, exploit, and manipulate a system that it was built on trust. Ilhan Omar had a national platform to speak directly to taxpayers who lost real money. Instead, she softened the issue and blamed the structure itself. Shocking. That kind of thinking is exactly why public trust keeps collapsing. Anyways, I mean, she married her brother, guys. I mean, so let's come on, seriously. And what matters now is whether the republic chooses accountability or excuses. ICE is already moving, prosecutors already acting, but the political class still hesitates to say the obvious. People who commit massive fraud must face the consequences. So stay aware, stay engaged, and keep your voice strong. And as always, God bless.